Hello guys, welcome back. Thank you so far for liking and subscribing to this channel. I'm really grateful. Okay, so today we are making this dress. This is by far the most easiest dress that I've ever made in my life. It is very easy. It will take you less than an hour to make this dress, and you can style it anyhow you want. Let's get to it. So this is my knit fabric, very extremely stretchy. This is a lycra fabric, so it is extremely stretchy fabric. I fold it into 4 using my hip measurement. I fold it into equal part of my hip measurement divided by 4. So if your hip measurement is 40 divided by 4, making 10, you fold it in 10. Okay, so afterward I take the length of my dress. This is a midi dress. So I take the length for it. Then I take my shoulder to shoulder measurement. My shoulder to shoulder measurement is 15, so divided by 2 for the shoulder is going to be 7.5. Then I take my shoulder slant as well. That is from my shoulder down 1 inch. Then I mark or I slant. Okay, so after the shoulder measurement, I go to my shoulder to chest. My shoulder to chest is 8. My shoulder to waist is 15. And then my shoulder to hip, which is 24. So I mark these lines. After marking these lines, then I will take my round body measurement. Guys, as you can see, my chalk wasn't showing again on my fabric. I don't know why my chalk is always disappointing me, but this time around it is not solely the fault of my chalk. It is the fabric. This fabric is so slippery, like okra, so slippery that oh my god, you go and buy a lycra fabric and then try sewing it. It is so slippery. My chalk wouldn't even show on it. So okay, let's get back to work. I take my round body measurement, my hip divided by 4, my waist divided by 4, my chest divided by 4. So after marking all these areas, not forgetting my the length, where the length of my dress ends. This dress is a midi dress, so it is way beneath my knee. So way beneath my knee, around that area, I'm going to shaping it by reducing my hip measurement by 2 to get that narrow or tapered shape that I want around on my length area. So after that, I just connect all my points from the length of my dress to my hip, from my hip to my waist, from my waist to my chest. So on the chest area, I just connect from my chest to my shoulder. That is going to be, I curve from my chest to my shoulder. That is going to serve as my around hole or around arm. So this is it, guys. We are almost through with this dress. We are almost through. It is very easy, very easy. Okay, so now I wanted to show you everything that I was doing, so I flipped the dress so that I can bring the neck side of the dress. So for my neck, I went in 3 by 3 inches downward for my neck depth, and then 3 inches sideways for my neck width. The 3 inches downward for my neck depth is for the front, and the back, the depth is just 1 inch. So since this is on fold, I just cut the 1 inch for the back first. Afterwards, I open it up, then take one of the pieces out, and then cut my neck for the front out again. So this is how it looks. As you can see, it's very shapy right now. It's a bodycon dress, so obviously it's going to be very shapy. So I just separate it and take one side of it, fold it back, and then cut out my neck depth again. So this is what we have for the front. After that, I'm going to lay both pieces together. I lay the front piece, the back piece down, and then lay the front on top of it, making sure everything is aligned perfectly. Guys, I can't stress this enough. This is a very slippery fabric, so you need to secure all the sides with pin so that none of the places or none of the pieces move. Even after securing it with pins, it's still going to move because it's always slippy and slimy through your fingers. So I'm going to quickly join the shoulder, and then for the neck, I'm going to double fold the neck side, right, all around it to seal my neck. That is how I'm going to conceal or seal my neck. And for the arm or for the sleeve, I'm still going to go in by 4, fold my fabric into 4. Take my sleeve length. This is more like a 3/4 sleeve, so I take my sleeve length, and then I take my armhole area. The armhole area, you can just decide to come in downwards by 4 or 5 inches on one side of the fold. Then you connect it to the top side of the fold. And then you take your around arm measurement. So since this is a 3/4, I'm going to take this area of my arm and then measure it back on the fabric. So after drawing my sleeve, I just cut it out. So the sleeve is very simple. You fold your fabric into 4. On one side, you come down by 4 inches, and then you connect to the other side. Then you take your round measurement, round arm measurement. So this is what we have for the sleeve. And again, to close down the down part of the sleeve, since this has no lining, I'm just going to double fold it and top stitch, which is going to give me a very neat finishing. So this is it for the cutting. Now let's get to the sewing. As I showed you earlier, I'm going to sew the shoulders first. I sew the shoulders first by 1/4 of an inch. I do both shoulders. Guys, even though this dress is quite fast and easy to make, you will need patience because the fabric is very slippery. So you need patience and a lot of pinning to make this work. So after joining my shoulders, I realized that the seam allowance was too much, so I had to trim it off because I want this dress lying on the skin, skinning on my skin as possible. So I don't want any extra allowances inside. Okay, so after joining the shoulder, then we come to the neck. As I said earlier, the neck we are going to double fold and top stitch. So you double fold the neck from the inside towards the outside or towards the wrong side of the fabric. As I'm doing, you double fold towards the wrong side of the fabric. You bring it under your machine. Then you top stitch all around it carefully. I can't stress this enough. Carefully, making sure that the stitch is picking all the folds. You don't want a situation whereby after sewing all through you realize that some part of the fold wasn't sewn, or the top stitch couldn't get to some areas. So carefully top stitch on this double fold all around the neck. Now the trick to sewing very knit fabric or very stretchy fabric is not to pull. Please don't pull the fabric, okay? Don't pull it. Just relax, let it go as easily under the machine as possible, so that you wouldn't have any gapping at the end of the day. So I gently sew or top stitch my neck area, which I've double folded. Okay, so after I'm done, this is how the neck looks. Very nice and neat. So after the neck, I lay it down as so, then I join the sides. So I'm going to join the side by 1 inch or half an inch. Guys, I forgot to add this earlier, that because this is a very stretchy fabric, I didn't add any allowance or any sewing allowance when I was cutting. I just took my exact measurement on the fabric because it is a stretchy fabric. If you add extra allowances to it, you wouldn't have the effects that you would want at the end of the dress. You get it? So take your exact measurement on the stretchy fabric, and when you're sewing, you can decide to sew half or 1 inch, which is fine, because at the end of the day, the stretchiness of the fabric is going to accommodate your body anyways. So don't add allowance on the stretchy fabric. Okay, so I sew the sides by 1 inch. I do same for the other side. So this is how it looks after joining the shoulder, hemming the neck, and joining the sides. So now it's just left with the sleeve. So remember the sleeve, I told you that at the hem of the sleeve, I'm just going to hem it by folding, double folding like I did for the neck area. So I double fold and top stitch. I double fold again and then I top stitch. After top stitching, this is how it looks. Very neat, very neat. I fold my sleeve back in. Okay, so you see what I was talking about. After sewing it, I realized that some parts didn't sew. I missed some parts. You get it? That's why I was saying that you need to be very gentle and very careful while sewing this. Else, after sewing your entire dress, you're going to see that there were so many places that missed out on the stitch. Okay, so after correcting that, I bring my sleeve back again on my around arm measurement. I sew 1 inch all through. When it gets the armhole area, I measure the armhole size, the size of my armhole on the dress itself. Then I replicate whatever size it is on the sleeve so that it would be equal when I'm trying to insert the sleeve. So I think I go about 8. So I replicated the 8 on the around or armhole area of the sleeve. So I'm going to do same for the other side of the sleeve as well. I sew 1 inch through before I get to the armhole area of the sleeve. I take my measurement, which is 8, from the armhole area of my dress, so to ensure that the sleeve and the armhole of the dress are equal. Okay, so this is how the sleeves look now. I'm going to insert the sleeve into my dress armhole and then stitch all around it. Please, if you're a beginner and you have problems with fixing a sleeve, I have a video of how to fix a sleeve, how to easily fix a sleeve on a dress. So you can just go through my old videos, you would see it. It's very easy, very easy to make. And for this particular fabric, my dear stretchy fabric, you need to pin, guys. You need to pin. You need to pin. If you don't pin, it'll be very difficult for you to finish this dress in an hour, as I said. You need to pin. Pinning ensures that both fabrics are caught when stitching. Okay, so after fixing the sleeve, this is what we have, guys. This is the simplest and the easiest dress you can ever make. It doesn't have any zipper. You're not going to go through the stress of fixing a zip, lining and all that. It's very easy, very simple. So just try it and let me know how yours came out. So as usual, I'm going to do the needful and put it on. Let's see the outcome of this dress. Okay guys, so this is yours truly, and this is how my bodycon dress came out. The skin is skinning, the dress is skinning on my body. Guys, thank you for watching. See ya.